Bintambalo ndalamasane sise. Bintambalo ndalamasane sise. Manyobe kumbola ke mabelare. Tunia betentene saya benala. Tunia betentene saya benala. Tunia betene saya benala. Mama, 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 yeah. Biman dunia da, bifanante dunia bana, alinga sumun dunia la, sumun tela kirana. Oh. To everybody watching us live, we are saying a good morning. It's coffee time with Uncle Peter. We are saying a good morning. No, you nelen. No, you nelen.
Is a voice that's been turning heads and stirring hearts at home and abroad. She's bold, she's brilliant, and she's bringing a fresh wave of sound that blends tradition with innovation. One writer describes her as being more than a musician, she's a storyteller, a cultural force and a rising star whose music speaks truth. Well, for those who understand Wolof, this tune called Inyan or Envy will give you an idea why the writer flags up her truthfulness. Mba xam nga ne iñaan feebar la demuloo te buguloo ku dem. Mariama Chama wax loolu moom lañ seexol jotaay tey. Mariama, thank you very much for coming. Before we dive into your music and your recent tour, how did it all begin for you?
Good morning.
Good morning,
Uncle Peter, and good morning to all the audience out there listening and watching.
Absolutely,
us.
yes.
Well, it's so much of a pleasure being here today with you, of course.
I feel honored.
I feel honored as well.
Superstar.
So it comes from a young girl who discovered her voice, listening to people's story. Started from a little small neighborhood of Sanchapa, where I found there's so many voices on fold. There's so many stories unfold and so many stories untold. And I mean, as a little girl, I had that power of, putting those emotions and those cries into words and into melodies, and translating it into an emotion where, the whole universe could understand. And music was my gift, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it in the family already? When you were beginning to discover that you had this gift for music?
Yeah, it was from the family, because my mom has a very good voice, to be honest. But
yeah, there are people who have good voices, but they are not necessarily singers. Was she a singer?
No, she wasn't. She wasn't a singer. She was just a home superstar.
Yeah. Just singing along as she listened to music on the radio.
Exactly, and singing for me as well. I grew up in that melodious, home. And yeah, of course, I have a brother has done so much in the music. Barhama, of course, I'm giving shout out.
Barhama is your brother?
He's my biological brother. But then me doing music was not something my dad was okay with. Yeah,
There's always somebody in the family who says no to music.
Because my dad is a religious person, and he just wanted me to pursue my education, and then, he taught, and that's what the society taught. Like, music is not for the elites, or music is not for somebody responsible, because those are the stories they've seen before, like people that did music not for any purpose, just to do it for this worldly stuffs. And what they were afraid of was me doing music, and so his religious ethic, music was not something for me to do. Like, he wanted me to earn a status in my community, learn, get my masters and all of that. And When he saw me using my voice for a very meaningful purpose, speaking against issues that him as an imam with the platform don't even have the how to call it.
Yeah, a platform as big as you now have.
Yeah, as I have. So he later on was like, you're going to do this. If you're going to do it, make sure you talk about things that really matters. And what he was afraid was initially was, I mean, my education. And it was like, if you want to do music, then you have to be educated. You know, you have to go to school. So then I was like...
Go to school to learn music or what?
No, to learn. Yeah. Like he just wanted me to...
Learn,
I mean, earn a different status.
With the hope of becoming a doctor, maybe afterwards, engineer.
Exactly.
Maybe journalist. Few people want their children to be journalists because we don't make that much money.
He wanted me to be a doctor. That was his...
Exactly.
Yeah. But he just wanted me to earn that status of just not a musician, because then the reputation of a musician in his eyes were not, really pleasant. So, yeah, I went to school. I did what he wanted me to do. I score him the grades.
Yeah.
And then I also furthered my music career. I studied music.
You studied music?
Yeah, I studied music, theory, and now I'm a teacher at Young Explorers Montessori School.
Teacher of what?
I teach music.
You teach music?
Yeah, I teach music.
I should come and enroll in your class. I'd like to.
Yeah, and over the years I've been doing my music theory research collection. I'm coming up with a book, a guide.
You're coming up with a book.
So maybe having that right literature on music and having the right inspiration about music, putting those right faces on that represents music itself would, make our parents to see us more than just a music, but a preacher, an educator, an activist, and somebody who's so important in the society.
Fantastic. We look forward to that. You speak about growing up in Sanchaba, surrounded by music and I suppose voices. Were these mainly music rooted in our traditions or fusing tradition with modern music?
Yeah.
Whatever modern music might mean to you.
Yeah. Okay, it's like I was in a community whereby, with like different tribes. That was that influence of diverse.
That's the beauty of Gambia.
That's the
People
beauty
who
of Gambia.
usually grow up in multicultural settings
exactly
tend to be more tolerant, more open-minded, and all of that. Yes.
Yeah, that was my neighborhood. But then, as a growing as a child activist, I tend to see so many issues of child marriage, FGM, and you name it. And I felt like some people, like at their age, they didn't have the voice to maybe stand for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had the platform to do so, and the first song that took me on a studio was a song with Think Young Woman, and that was addressing early marriage and these issues. So I felt I gave them a voice, like from the stories I grew up to see and experience. So yeah, it's a beautiful neighborhood that taught me so much about life, so much about, melodies and different cultures, because you have the Jola, you have the Fula, you have the Manjago, you have the Wolof, and we all integrated and accepted each other's culture, and it was beautiful, to be honest, yeah.
Let's talk about, growing your musical career. When did you first connect with promoters? And can you remember the song you worked on and what the difficulties were, as well as the pleasures of coming out with your first tune?
I mean, the first song that took me on a studio was a song I did with Think Young Woman, and it was an advocacy song on child marriage and FGM. And I actually discovered my very voice in that moment, and the song was, it was a major song at the time it was played on TV. It was my first time,
Yeah.
on TV and radios, and I'll go to school, and then
Oh,
students.
you're still going to school, huh?
No, then I'll still go to school, and then I watch you on TV, and that was nice.
You became a
I
celebrity.
became a celebrity, but I didn't, because initially what my dad laid on the table was education. So I didn't want people to see me as a musician, as the artist at school. I was just trying to run away from
That was difficult. I mean,
Yeah.
because that's why they were pointing fingers at you. I saw you on TV.
Yeah.
So that's the artist they are seeing.
Yeah. So, but at that moment, I didn't want them to see me as an artist. I just wanted.
What was uncomfortable about that? Apart from your dad, apart from the pressure coming from your dad.
Yeah, the thing was, I mean, as kids at school, we tend to put that concentration on you as the artist and trying to call on to the crowd and make you do certain things at school.
I thought kids invariably love attention and bask in the pleasure of being the center of attraction and all of that.
But the Mariama at school was not that
No?
way. Yeah, because what was on the table was like, when I was at school, I am at school. Maybe outside the school we can do that. But when I am at school, I just wanted to be that student. Yeah. So I mean, it was so joyful, but I had to also struggle, because I play keyboard, I play keys.
Okay.
I play keys.
Okay.
So from my music lessons, I'll come to school. By the way, I was at Kotu though.
Go to senior secondary.
Yeah.
Very good.
So
we have a very good friend there, the vice principal.
Yeah.
Imam Sheikh Tijan Cham. Was he there when
He was there.
Okay.
He was literally my father at the school then. Yeah.
Very good.
So I'll literally come to school with my keyboard, and I don't want nobody to see me. So I'll just try to see somewhere to hide my keyboard and wait until everybody left the school and come out with my keyboard, and then my heavyweight work from Kotu to Sanchaba.
Wow, that's
That was
commitment. So going back to working with promoters, did you feel that your sound was accepted during the early days? The sound that you played, and what was that sound? Is it the same sound? How has your music evolved over the years?
I mean, my music has evolved so much, but my concentration as a person was not on the hype. My concentration as an artist was what impact does my music put.
Yeah, promoters are not looking for impact in terms of from an activist point of view. They want music that sells.
Yeah,
music that appeals to the people. So you might decide, this is what I want to do, and then they say, Mariama, that does not sell.
Yeah, that's right. With their opinion, it does matter. But I was never in that direction. I never had this problem of validation, to be honest. I'm not in that. I was not simply pursuing that hype. I was just trying to do the right music, that just fits everywhere.
Very good. You provided 2 tracks for us, one of which we have played, which is the Inya, and the other one is Yoba Lema, which I plan to end with. How important are collaborations to your career?
I mean, they are so much important because, I mean, I'm a live artist, to be honest, and I have a band. So saying shout out to my team, the Cultural Vultures. So
they call it the Cultural Vultures.
Cultural Vultures, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's a fully established, registered with a website and everything. So I was so much into live music, performed almost in every corporate events. So I was just so much confined in my zone. And yeah, my brother Barhama came with the song Kuba, which is a major hit, and was like, Yamze.
That's how he calls you.
That's how he calls me.
So does anybody else call you Yamzi other than Barhama?
Maybe some people, but specifically
who overheard him call you Yamzi?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I'm sure your friend here, who is sitting quietly in the studio, will start calling you Yamzi.
Fanta. Shout out to her. So I mean, he was like, let's do this. And, with our energies together, it's always fire, me and Barahama, because we had that common view.
I should have invited the two of you together.
I know, we'd have invited. So we just, went to the studio as always. J Live is fire, and then the energy. And Kuba came out, and people loved it like so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
What are some of the biggest structural challenges facing the music industry in this country?
We talked about
funding, studios, platforms.
You said it all. Funding.
Well, you tell me. What's the issue with funding?
You said it all. Funding, structures like studios, is a major issue. Institutions, institutional structure. Because I feel like without that, young artists don't actually see the real purpose of doing music. Because people feel, I have to advocate for this so much because it took me so long to master my craft, to go to school, learn the A's and B's of music, to able to do a lot before I actually become a musician. But nowadays, the thing is, the reason why a lot of people are not taking this profession seriously is because there's no investment done in the music, in the art, creative industry in the Gambia, to be honest.
What kind of investment would you like to see done in the art sector? To bring about what change?
To bring about change is, at least because we have so much icons in this country, to give another phase of Gambian music, much especially. How do we structure our creative industry to be able to inspire young people, especially we're not knowing that our traditional heritage, traditional instruments are dying. So how do we archive those instruments to be able to make sure young people who want to pursue music are given the platform and the space to learn kora, the balafon, to learn the riti, to learn halaman, all those instruments. Because this time I attended a conference. There's this old guy that plays the halam. When he was called to give a speech, he could not continue. He was literally crying that he is gonna be the last person in his lineage to play the balafon. Yeah. So, for instance, when Senegal wanted to protect their heritage, their music and art, they built École des Arts, which is an institution that represents so much. But then it's not just anybody who jumped and just go to École des Arts. It's that level of commitment, discipline, and seriousness that gets you to École des Arts. So the moment you tell somebody you were from École des Arts, you are highly respected in the society, because the reality is people know what got you there. And that's what is, has transitioned to this generation of, Senegalese music going on. Yeah. And the only way we can archive Gambia's history, because I make a research talking to a lot of historians, and what I've learned is so much of the Gambian stories are kept in songs, are composed through traditional songs.
Okay.
So all of the songs, all of the rhythms are not just mere melodies or chords composed together. They carried so much weight and meaning in our lives as Gambians, and we have to explore this. Create and put up a system, a structure, like we bring this old musicians to come in the institution. We don't need to hire professional music theory teachers to teach us the A's and B's of music theory. We just need to know the root of Gambian music, and that will guide us. Because throughout the world, go to Nigeria, South Africa, and all of these people, the reason why their music is played everywhere in the world is it has an influence of their root, their culture, inspired from their old rhythm, mixed with the modern music genre, and this is why they're able to sell. So we cannot copy paste what other people are doing. We can only be original and authentic and embrace what we have, and then the world will actually give us a space in the music chart. But if not, we'll only be competing in this industry and not outside.
Which leads me to my next question, and let me read out a quote for you. Gambian music has made strides, but it still struggles to carve out a unique sonic footprint that can compete internationally. And I'm sure you know who said this. He's a producer, he's an artist, Uche.
And he's very right. He's very right about it.
So what's the sound of Gambia?
The sound of Gambia is...
You hear Ndaga, when you hear Ndaga, well, Gambians will argue it started here, but Senegal has owned it. Yeah. Afrobeat is what, Nigerian? There's this thing coming from Eastern, Southern Africa. Mm-hmm. Amapiano. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's our sound?
We have so much of a... I will call it, we have so much of sonic sounds to discover, coming from the Jola, the Manjago.
How can we blend this into one distinct sound, sonic footprint, which it doesn't matter where you hear it, you think Gambia at once? Yeah,
it's like planting that signature. Do you know now, even if a Nigerian artist sang on a pop music, it's still called Afrobeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because they've
exactly.
They've managed to.
They have become so overpowering in
what
in
they
their
do.
sound.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even when it comes to their melody, their phrasing and all of that. We have instruments like kora. We have the balafon.
The kora is respected across the continent.
So
if that is our instrument, how can we leverage on that, continental, even global recognition to devise a sound that, just like the kora, when you mention the kora, they think Gambia, that also when you hear this sound, you think Gambia immediately.
Yeah, it's so different, because I performed with Sekou Keita, who's a renowned, musician with badging with so many awards, and he's a kora player as well. But his style of playing kora and the Gambian playing kora sound rhythmically is so much different. So as a musician, I can tell you, if we explore, Gambia has so much unfolded rhythm, to be honest, and not just as a musician, but as a listener, I feel like exploring in it, it's so much gonna give us a sport, and very soon it has already happened. I work with a band. It's my band, the Cultural Vultures, which is fully established, registered, and everything. So they'll hear from us.
All right. She's just returned from a very successful UK trip, I understand. We'll now talk about that. Talk to us about your UK trip.
It was...
Because we should have had you in the studio weeks ago. But because of that trip, you were unable to be here.
I know.
We're so lucky that, on coming back, you've chosen to come straight to us. So who invited you to the UK? Because that's what I hear. Gambians don't just go on tours. They wait to be invited.
Yeah. I'll have to say a big shout out to Uncle Njok.
Yeah, Njok Malik.
For the platform. It was so much honoring
Of Yaram Arts.
Of Yaram Arts and the whole team. But also saying a big thank you to the ITC and European Union for funding my trip to the UK. It was so great, to be honest. Like when I came back,
we were not there, so tell us why.
Yeah.
You say it was so great. What was great about it? Is it the number of people who turned out?
The number of people that turned out, yeah. It was great that I was able to represent Gambia, and I felt I represented well.
When you say it was great, you represented Gambia. Was it an international?
Yeah, it was
meeting of musicians.
I
I know nothing about it. I'm sure I have viewers and listeners who equally know nothing.
Yeah,
about it.
like everybody know, Yaram Arts has been going on 16 years now. It's been a platform that gave voice to Senegambian artists. Mm-hmm. It's a Gambian platform, of course, to face the international crowd, which was great, to be honest, because it led my way to the UK, and of course, alongside with superstars like Titi, who's a superstar from Senegal.
I know Titi.
Yeah. So, yeah, it has been so much good to connect with my international fans, but also to grow my international fans.
That's important. I was going to say, who came to watch you? Because we had Bobo Dimo here, and we were talking about performing internationally. And he lamented the fact that when Gambian artists perform internationally, they are performing only to fellow Gambians. So we are not growing, our international audience.
Yeah.
Peter Gomez goes to perform in Mongolia.
Yeah.
They tell you there were 150 people in the crowd. The likelihood is all 150 people were either born in the Gambia or children who were, of Gambian parents born in Mongolia.
Yeah, but I went out of that. I just went out of just entertaining the Senegambian crowd. I was doing like a world-class music though. So what made me know that is because after the performance, I had an interview with Galaxy Net, which is one of the biggest Caribbean radio in the UK. That was actually from the performance. I also had an interview with BBC. This is Africa. Okay. So it's led by the performance. So which means, there are so many people, Caribbeans, different races, came to grace the occasion. And then I knew, because I have the feedback from my socials. People reach out to me and say, I watch you at the Yaram for the first time.
That's reaction after. While you were on stage performing, what was the connection like with the crowd?
Well, it depends. But actually on the festival, like the main one at the park, the energy was on another level.
Up there.
But Mariama, as a person, what I do when I'm performing my live music is I just want to electrify you to just... There is no way you can't feel my performance. Yeah, because I'm so much used to performing with this corporate buddies, where people can just be smiling with their eyes, and then you cannot. You feel like they can be dancing in their eyes, but they're not dancing.
Am I dancing in my eyes right now?
Yeah, you are. So they can be so much happy about the music, and they still desire to be like this. Yeah. So I have that experience of.
So you are not turned off by that kind of reaction?
No way.
Okay.
Yeah.
You read something positive in their eyes.
Yeah, I just know, I just feel like my music hits right into your heart. That I 100% know of.
Very good. Well,
so
I love Inyan.
Yeah. So like is a takeaway with. And I just, my fan base is doing a comeback show for me. I just want you to just come, have a taste of my performance, my live performance. I'm inviting you today. It's going to be tomorrow. It's late though. It's at Poco Loco.
You said your performance was world class during this Yaram festival thing. Is that reflective of how you maybe change the music so that it appeals to a global audience?
Yeah, because I went for the Yaram stage, but I graced some other stages also.
Okay.
So when I
what you performed on the Yaram stage was different from what you performed
it's totally
on the...
different,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. How did you change the music? Because I understand you also have some classical, training,
Yeah, I had so much of a classical training, like influence of the jazz, blues, and
which is my kind of music.
Exactly. And when we talk about most of our songs or traditional songs are so classic in a way because they are either pop, blues, or jazz. That's African music itself. It's that influence. So I performed at Africa Center with Ansumana saying shout out, and that was a major performance because there was just one Gambian in that room.
Oh wow!
Just one Gambian.
Just one
Gambian, and everybody was moved with the performance.
No wonder BBC wanted to to interview you.
Yeah, and I graced some other performances. Before I came back, I performed at Steam Down, which is one of a center for this big maestros in the UK. And when I worked in that space, I was like, I don't belong here, because it was high caliber musicians. But when I graced that stage with Jali Keba, and people could not believe it, so which made me to realize Gambian music has a sport. I mean, with the right representation and that world chart, we'll be registering it very soon. Like I say, Sona Jabate is one of my role models, but I think she's not just enough to represent Gambia. We need to create more faces, but also young talents.
Now we have Sona, we have
Mariama. Exactly.
What else do we need?
Yeah. Well, still now, we just need to do more, like create more names, more faces for the Gambia. Because, to be honest, I meet a lot of people that don't know Gambia. Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
And here we are thinking that, we are the most touristic country in the world. Everybody just mentioned Gambia.
I met a lot of people, Gambia, they were like, Zambia? No.
Still? Yeah. I thought that was ages ago that people were mistaking us for Zambia.
Yeah, to be honest, Gambia, Zambia, and then...
And what can a musician do in this case, to announce Gambia to these people?
I think music stands now at the right spot to sell destination Gambia. Because when they say Mariama Cham from Gambia, and then I carry the sound of the Smiling Coast there, it's just a way of representing it.
We put hundreds of millions into sport, and the excuse they tell you is, now everybody knows about us. Here you are telling us that, there are many people out there. Sport is doing its bit, there's no doubt about that. But it's not enough. Yet we tend to concentrate more on sport than other, youth-related activities like the arts.
Yeah, like the art. And the art industry is able to cater for thousands, millions of youths and give them jobs.
If you had a meeting with the Minister of Youth and Sports, also the Minister of Tourism and Culture, what would you tell them?
What would I tell them
about supporting the music industry the way they are supporting the sports industry? I'm saying sports, but a lot of people will say, be specific, football. Because almost all the money is going into only one sport, football.
That's right. And, as a country right now, we deserve to have a national theater. You get it? Because artists spend so much money to fund an event. It is coming out from their pockets or coming out from partnerships. we deserve to have like a national theater that hosts our events, because just to have an event,
and then you go and rent a hotel,
you're paying a PA system, and then so much cost, and at the end of the day you have nothing to register on your name. To top it all, your intellectual property as an artist is not safeguarded, because I have to register at the UK to protect my music.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't, download them and convert.
We should have had it in the
Okay,
Gambia.
so here you are, a tripartite meeting between Mariama Cham, Bakari Baji, Minister of Youth and Sports, and Abdullah Job, Minister of Tourism and Culture. Tourism, Arts and Culture, I think it's now called. Tourism, Arts and Culture.
Arts and Culture,
yes.
Yeah. What will I say?
What would you tell them? I mean, you have an opportunity now to advise them on how to develop the music industry, how to help Gambian musicians, just as the Minister of Sport is helping Gambian footballers.
I'll tell them we need funding and we need a proper structure to.
We're not asking you to put as much in as you would in the independent stadium to build a recording studio for us. It's much cheaper to build a recording studio, I suppose, isn't it?
Let's have a recording studio. Let's have a national theater that hosts our events, and let's have a PA system that would help other artists.
Yeah, Jammeh had this big thing.
Yeah,
that
he had
massive thing. Where is it? Maybe the Jammeh Commission.
Take it away.
Yeah. Well, no, they should tell us where it is.
Yeah, they should. They should tell us where it is. Yeah. But I mean, music is, to be honest, it's very expensive, because when we do our songs, when we do our videos, we're expecting to, spend over 150,000 or more than that for a single song, with the logistic recording to studio. Yeah.
150,000.
To be honest, yeah. When you have to record a good song, a good song, you have to pay the musicians, because they're not just coming there for that, I'm telling you, a good production. And then when it comes to the video, it could cost more than 100,000. A video, music video.
Wow.
More than 100,000. You're looking forward to feed the market.
How do you recoup some of the expenditure in producing the song, the video? You put 150 in a song, and the video is how much?
The video could cost 100 plus.
Yeah, okay.
100, 2,000.
Okay, so how do you get that money back?
That's the problem.
Yeah, because everybody I've spoken to here has said that Gambians don't buy music.
They don't buy music, to be honest.
So why are you producing music? I mean, spending so much on it.
They don't buy music. That's why at a very early time I found my option, live music. It pays better. Yeah. So my live music. So that's why I've been confined with my.
So you're only playing to a crowd that pays.
That pays for my service.
To enjoy.
So I mean. It was so challenging for my brother to convince me to go to the studio. Say, you have to come up with a project, because people know you are an amazing singer, but then you have to put it out there. So which made me to do my EP, which Inyan is part of it, Yo Balema, and it's called Kondan. It's a piggy bank.
Okay. The EP is called Kondan.
It's called Kondan, which is going to be out soon. Oh. The reason for Kondan is because I've spent so many years to mastering my art, and I think we all Kondan because different people invested in what we are today, and to everybody that has invested in Mariama inspiration and whatever. You've saved up to this Mariama today. And I call it the piggy bank of hope, Kondane. It's because I'm not just tying just music as just releasing my EP, going to a venue, sell tickets, and then that's it. What I want to do with the Kondane is last month before I went to the UK, I hosted an event at Tanka Tanka, where
the psychiatric hospital.
Yeah, the psychiatric hospital. So I also had invited few of my friends that are really connected in their ways. So partner with the International Mental Health Association and with the Chess Gambia. So we spent a whole day. We play cards with them, football, chess. We gave them a haircut. We played them. We do a makeup, and then we played a live music for the patients with my band. So which was really nice. And I think I will just call upon everybody to always to be going there, and because
to Tanka
Tanka, check on them,
But people are afraid that they might go there and get attacked by the patients. Is this, a myth, misconception that people have about?
I know.
About
I went there with my band, with the whole band.
Really?
Yeah, we do a live music, and it was so nice. And there was this guy that
and
came.
Did they understand the music?
They were dancing. They were so happy, and some of them were singing along to
really?
To this, folklore songs that they grew up singing.
Yeah, like Yobalema.
Yeah. So I mean, and one of them was like, when we were going out, he came to us and was like, "Bulen Fidekej."
Really?
And that hits.
We spoke about misconception there. What's the biggest misconception Maria Macham would say people have about her?
The biggest misconception about people will have about me is there any? There is.
Lucky you. There is none. If there is none, then let's listen to Yuba Lema, and later you'll talk us through the. Without a doubt, you're a fan of your own music, first and foremost.
Yeah.
How important is that? I mean, for someone to love their music even before they gauge the response of the fans.
So much, because when it comes from the heart and your soul, and from that ink, it means so much more than just what people hear. So for me, music is a storytelling, but I'm so much connected to deeply into the music, because I mean, spiritually, I am a person that I don't even. Last night I was telling somebody I got mad over something, and he was like, "Do you ever get mad?"
Do you ever get angry?
I do.
What angers you?
What angers me is people taking advantage of somebody.
Axel jam si Wave.
Yo, Abla, yo, luta to dede. Luta mo nulo jel mo to nga andil mahalis. Hello?
Busel mo fine.
What?
Busel mo fine.
Oh, yes!
Wave Axina Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills, and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. At Wave, Busel mo fine. Wave, your money is yours.
Do you write your own songs?
Yeah.
You write your own songs.
I write I'm a releases. I'm a very good lyricist, to be honest.
Do you write for others?
I write for others as well.
Have you written for your brother, for instance, Barhama?
Yeah.
Who we are yet to bring to the platform.
Yeah, we collaborate in, he will come. He normally challenged me, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whatever you do, he tries to do it better?
He also challenged my writing, because he knows I write. I just put my heart and soul into it. So he will just come and say, Yemze, I want you to write on this. Like, for instance, I want you to write on Potindal. He challenged my thinking so much. And even with the concept of Kondan, he was like, what would you want your EP to be called? And I was like, I wanted to say, Halam, because with the melodies wrapped around my music. I was like halam because of its oldness and that.
Yeah, people are saying it's a dying art, playing the halam.
Yeah.
We hardly have people left who can play the halam.
Exactly.
Do you know somebody who plays the halam and plays it well?
I know somebody that plays the halam, but
they have to be among the last.
The last, yeah. That's what
we have to start training our young ones, people coming into music. For young musicians, especially women, what are some of the problems in the industry confronting women artists that are not always visible to the public?
I mean, there's so much, yeah. I mean, especially having access to the fun, as we talked about, women not. So
nothing
much.
About gender discrimination.
There is so much about gender discrimination because I'm looking at the industry which is male dominated.
Mm-hmm.
Women in the art struggles, with sexual violences, abuses. It happens because I'm not a victim, but I know victims. I have friends that are in the art and struggles to even get a studio session, and and it's just a problem
because somebody's asking them to pay with
the opposite
carnal price.
Exactly. So that's another problem we have. So that's why when I was throughout this tour, I was not just representing Mariam, I was just representing every female artist in the art, that believes in what they do and aspire to be on the global stage. Yeah, I was just not just representing Mariama. In all those notes, I was hitting to everybody as representing every woman in the art because there's so many talents, and I had some key inspirations from the female artists, and someone like Sambu Susu. We are neighbors.
She was here.
Yeah, we are neighbors, and when I was a kid, I also used to go to her house and watch her perform. So she's an icon.
Was she helpful in your, in the development of your career?
Yeah, she's been, because we chat a lot, and I was able to know a lot of things she went through, and which made me to be more cautious about certain things I do. So my representation also as an artist were not just confining myself within my feminine zone to say I'm a woman and this is where the industry has put me at. I was also always like, what a man can do, a woman can do.
Absolutely. What about your future goals and aspirations? Where would you like to be in a few years' time? Let's say 5 years from now.
5 years from now, why not Grammys? Why not Disco d'Or?
Why not
Chorus?
Exactly, indeed, yes. It's possible, but
possible.
What will it take? To win a Grammy, for instance? What would you need? Well, hard work, that one you can guarantee, that you will take care of. But what kind of support do you need to get there?
So much support. A proper sound to represent Mariama, and that comes with so much work, quality work. I mean, like have a good recording structure to make my music. Then we will be taking it to another stage, but also just to sell Destination Gambia, tour all around the world. Because when I was growing as a musician, I was not just seeing Mariama, to be honest. So then I came up with the concept I wanted to come grow with a band. So I had a band which was called Bidiu. But then, as young people, sometimes vision differs. So my
always,
yeah,
not
always.
sometimes, always.
Yeah. So my concentration was how do we develop each other and then find our way in the music world. And later, our visions were not common, and to a stage, I was like, let's all go back, and then when we find that again, we can come. And that same energy gave birth to cultural vultures. I found that with...
What's the idea behind cultural vultures? Vultures only eat dead meat.
Yeah, but
Hopefully, hopefully these are not cultures that are dead already.
No, cultural vultures, in a sense, like the interest to navigate, the interest to research, that curiosity, that deep, clear vision of the vultures are what we're talking about. So that interest to explore into different cultures, because Gambia, we are so rich culturally, and we tend to not realize that. So cultural vultures, that's what it represents. It's representing Gambia, not just one culture. Yeah, so the vision of BDU gave birth to cultural vultures that I found that with Musa, and we've just gone live with our yesterday. We have a website.
Oh.
Yeah, so
it's culturalvultures.gl?
.com.
.com. Okay.
So whosoever wants to book Mariama, whosoever wants to book Cultural Vultures, you can go there. And
your friend has a birthday coming, so
I
she might want to book you for her birthday.
Yeah.
And incidentally, both of them, they work together and they share the same birthday.
Wow. Then they must be friends, right?
Yeah.
I think so. So yeah, Cultural Vultures is young Gambians, very, 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 very talented, and we all have this vision of changing the narrative of Gambian music, not just seeing Mariama, but seeing Mariama as an entity, as an empire, like representing so much. So it's a band of very talented people. To be honest, they can represent Gambia in any stage.
Fantastic.
As of now, and then so I'm just telling everybody to look forward to Cultural Vultures on the global stage. Yeah, because I think Mariama could go perform and it's nice. Yeah, but Mariama with a live band and a proper musician, it's just gonna change the whole thing. And this is what all serious musicians has sold the world with. Yeah, talk about Yusundur, Baba Mal. They have a whole body behind them that just complements their voices. And this is what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, so watch out.
The vision is impressive.
Yeah, like mariama.com. Go there and sign up to our website so you could see any latest updates from now on.
Very good.
Yeah.
And just finally, what message might you have for your fans, apart from inviting them to come and, sign up, for this upcoming event?
Yeah, I mean, anyways, I just want to thank you so much. It's an honor being here.
Well, thanks for recognizing me first as a fan, because I said this was a message for your fans.
Exactly.
So,
I just want to say a big thank you to all my fans, Gambia, diaspora, and everybody, because I've been receiving so much support, so much love, from my fans across, Gambia and outside Gambia. The messages, the encouragement, the well wishes, and everything. I so much appreciate it, and I think because of them, we're thriving so much to make sure we always, give them what they really loved. And I mean, Mariama is no Mariama. It's not. There's no Mariama actually without you guys, to be honest, because there are people that believed in you from day one. I had this person, and that I will say I cannot pay the person. He's Ibrahim Sise. Simply because when I was a young girl growing up,
well, to me, you're still a young girl.
Yeah, I'm still a young girl.
Maybe you're grown up, but
so when I was like learning the keyboard, there was this time I told my music teacher, he was playing the keys. I was like, you think I can play this? And he was like, yes, you can play it. You have to put your mind and soul in it because you love it. And anytime I walk into Ibrahim's office feeling dull, he just looked at me and say, Mariama, be patient. You know, I love
where patience has brought you today.
I love so much. I love the word patient. And to be honest, I didn't know I am talented, so talented, until I walked into certain spaces in the UK, and then.
That's when you discovered
That's when I discovered
how much talent you had, how talented you are.
Also when I discovered that Gambia has a product to sell this world.
Fantastic. Yeah. Listen, I don't think we heard enough of your music. You gave us only 2 songs, Yobalema and Inyan. I'm going to ask you to play us out a cappella, of course. Something you either performed some time ago or something that's about, you know, to come public.
Biman dunia da, bifanante dunia bana, alinga sumun dunia la, sumun tela kirana. To everybody watching us live.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Excellent jam, Wave.
Yo, apply. Yo, luta to dede. Luta mo nulo jël moto nga andil ma xaalis. Hello?
Busel mu fine.
What?
Busel mu fine.
Oh, yes!
Wave Actina Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. At Wave, Busel mu fine. Wave, your money is yours.